What if I told you that you're not actually human? At least, not entirely. Right now, as you listen to this, trillions of microscopic aliens are living inside your body, outnumbering your human cells by a ratio that would shock you. These aren't invaders, they're your most powerful allies. And they possess abilities that make comic book superheroes look ordinary. Meet Sarah, a 34-year-old teacher from Denver who suffered from severe depression for over a decade. Antidepressants failed. Therapy helped, but not enough. Then, in a groundbreaking clinical trial, doctors didn't give her pills for her brain. They gave her pills for her gut. Within 6 weeks, Sarah's depression scores dropped by 70%. Her energy returned. Her sleep improved. Her entire personality seemed to transform. The secret? They had reprogrammed the bacteria living in her intestines. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality of your microbiome, the vast ecosystem of bacteria, viruses, and fungi that calls your gut home. And we're about to dive into one of the most mind-bending discoveries in modern science. The fact that these microscopic organisms don't just live in you, they control you. For most of human history, bacteria were the enemy. They caused disease, death, and suffering. The discovery of antibiotics in the 20th century seemed to confirm this view. Kill the bacteria, save the human. But in the early 2000s, scientists made a discovery that turned everything upside down. Dr. Jeffrey Gordon at Washington University was studying identical twins, one obese, one thin. When he analyzed their gut bacteria, he found something extraordinary. The twins had completely different microbial communities. But here's where it gets wild. When Gordon transplanted gut bacteria from the obese twin into sterile mice, those mice became obese. When he used bacteria from the thin twin, the mice stayed lean. The implications hit the scientific community like a thunderbolt. Weight wasn't just about calories and exercise. It was about which microscopic tenants you were hosting in your gut. But weight was just the beginning. In labs across the world, researchers began uncovering the true scope of bacterial influence. Dr. John Cryan at University College Cork discovered that certain gut bacteria produce GABA, the same neurotransmitter that anti-anxiety medications target. Other bacteria manufacture serotonin, your body's natural happiness chemical. In fact, 95% of your serotonin is produced not in your brain, but in your gut. Think about that for a moment. Your mood, your anxiety levels, your capacity for joy, they're all being influenced by bacteria that most people don't even know exist. Dr. Emran Mayer at UCLA took this further. Using brain imaging technology, he showed that the bacterial composition in people's guts could predict their brain structure and emotional responses. The bacteria weren't just producing chemicals, they were literally reshaping the human brain. As researchers dug deeper, they discovered capabilities that defied explanation. At the Weizmann Institute in Israel, scientists found that certain gut bacteria can detect environmental toxins and heavy metals, then activate genes that help the body eliminate these dangerous substances. It's as if your microbiome has its own internal hazmat team, constantly monitoring and protecting you from threats you're not even aware of. But perhaps the most shocking discovery came from research on longevity. Scientists studying centenarians, people who live past 100, found they share a unique bacterial signature. These long-lived individuals harbor specific strains of bacteria that produce compounds capable of reducing inflammation and repairing cellular damage. It's like having an internal fountain of youth, operated by microscopic maintenance crews. Dr. Alessio Fasano at Harvard made another breakthrough when he identified how gut bacteria control intestinal permeability, the gateway between your digestive system and your bloodstream. When beneficial bacteria thrive, they maintain a strong intestinal barrier. When harmful bacteria dominate, they create what's called leaky gut, allowing toxins and undigested food particles to enter your circulation, triggering inflammation throughout your body. This discovery connected dots that had puzzled researchers for decades. Autoimmune diseases, allergies, even certain cancers, all potentially linked to bacterial imbalances in the gut. At Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, researchers found that patients with diverse, healthy gut microbiomes respond dramatically better to immunotherapy treatments. The bacteria weren't just bystanders in cancer treatment. They were active participants, training immune cells to recognize and destroy cancer. Some bacteria even appear to have predictive capabilities that border on the supernatural. Research published in Nature showed that certain microbial patterns can detect colorectal cancer up to 4 years before symptoms appear. It's as if your gut bacteria are running continuous health diagnostics, spotting problems your conscious mind couldn't possibly notice. The most dramatic evidence of bacterial superpowers comes from fecal microbiota transplantation. Yes, exactly what it sounds like. Doctors take stool from a healthy donor and transplant it into a patient with a damaged microbiome. The results often seem miraculous. C. Difficile infections that resist all antibiotics can be cured with a 90% success rate through FMT. But more remarkably, patients report unexpected changes: improved mood, increased energy, even changes in food cravings and personality traits. It's as if they've received not just new bacteria, but a new biological operating system. Dr. Thomas Borody in Australia has treated patients with multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, and severe autism using FMT. While these applications are still experimental, the early results are stunning. Children with severe autism showing dramatic improvements in social behavior and communication. Parkinson's patients experiencing reduced tremors and improved motor function. At the forefront of personalized medicine, companies like Viome and Thrive are now analyzing individual microbiomes to create customized nutrition and supplement recommendations. They've discovered that the same food can have opposite effects on different people, depending entirely on their bacterial composition. What's healthy for your microbiome might be harmful for mine. Recent studies at Stanford University showed that people following identical diets can have completely different blood sugar responses based on their gut bacteria alone. This means that personalized nutrition isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for optimal health. Perhaps most intriguingly, researchers are discovering that gut bacteria influence mate selection and social behavior. Studies in mice show that animals choose partners partly based on microbial compatibility. The implications for human relationships and social dynamics are profound and largely unexplored. We're standing at the threshold of a new era in human health and performance. Companies are developing psychobiotic supplements, live bacteria designed to improve mental health. Researchers are engineering bacteria to detect disease biomarkers and deliver targeted therapies. Some scientists envision a future where we can program our microbiomes like biological software, upgrading our health and capabilities at will. But this power comes with profound ethical questions. If we can manipulate bacteria to change personality, mood, and behavior, who decides what changes are appropriate? Could authoritarian regimes use microbiome manipulation as a form of biological control? Should parents be allowed to modify their children's gut bacteria to enhance intelligence or reduce anxiety? Dr. Rob Knight at UC San Diego, one of the world's leading microbiome researchers, believes we're approaching a revolution comparable to the discovery of DNA. He envisions treatments where doctors prescribe specific bacterial strains as precisely as they currently prescribe pharmaceutical drugs. The implications extend beyond individual health. Climate change researchers are exploring how gut bacteria affect methane production and carbon metabolism. Agricultural scientists are investigating how soil microbiomes could revolutionize food production. Space agencies are studying how to maintain healthy microbiomes during long-term space travel. Your gut bacteria are already determining your weight, mood, immune function, and potentially your lifespan. They're detecting diseases before you have symptoms, influencing your food choices, and possibly even affecting who you find attractive. They represent a form of biological intelligence that operates mostly below your conscious awareness, yet profoundly shapes your daily experience. The question isn't whether you have superpowers, it's whether you're ready to acknowledge and harness the microscopic civilization that's been running your life all along. Your body is not just yours. You're the host of the most sophisticated biological network on Earth, and that network is waiting for you to learn its language. The age of microbiome medicine has begun. Your bacterial allies are ready. The question is, are you?